for our viewers, just allow me to appreciate people that have been with us the previous year, 2021. We believe that 2022 is going to be better. We are not going to say a lot that 22 is going to be my 22 is 2021. So we want to believe that 2022 is going to be positively okay, God willing, of course. And I would like to tell you to keep reminding you that every Saturday, find us on Facebook, find us on YouTube later, find us on GoTV. Now we are on Afro Mobile, yeah. Wow. So you can always find Rest TV. We are all over at the comfort of your phone, you know. So today's topic is quite an interesting topic that I relate with so much. And I to start this year, it's an important gift that some of us would start with. We are talking about self-love. The only person you can demand a love language from is yourself before you could ask from somebody else. And then before I even dive into it and all that, I want to understand if my guys really understand what self is. Grace, how do you know that you love yourself?
Self-love. Yeah. Loving myself.
Yeah.
Actually, loving myself comes with forgiving myself, appreciating myself, giving myself credits, accepting who I am, trying to look and to know who I am really, because if I know myself, I can work on myself better. All of that.
Do you do that to yourself?
Of course, I really love myself.
Solomon, where do you love yourself?
So, you know, one of the people in charge of the theories of self-love is called Aristotle. So when he was explaining this, he said it is derived from one's loving the good, like one's love for the good. And it's also in us, whenever you are in a state of regarding happiness and well-being, like to be part of you, happiness and your own well-being, like you're so much interested in it, then self-love is within you, and I love myself.
Is it only for the good or for the bad as well? Because you said something interesting that the good, I had you saying something to do with good in your explanation of self-love. Does it mean that I'm only supposed to love myself when things are good on my side? Because you spoke about forgiveness, that means when you forgive yourself, something bad has happened. So do I have to love myself when things are only good, or in all situations?
When I say that it's derived from one state of loving the good, it means a lot. It encompasses that even when the outcomes are not good, I assure myself that I'm not my outcomes.
Are you telling me, okay, I want to understand something. Self-love, does it involve anger? Like you spoke about forgiveness, you spoke about, is it wrong for me to be angry at myself over something? Because he's talking about whatever outcome it may be, I should continue to love myself. So I'm asking myself, giving myself tough love or being angry at myself, is it self-love or not?
Okay, being angry at yourself, it's bad. What I could at least accept is having some remorse, regretting something that you did in the past. And when I talk about forgiveness, it's finding what you did do right, yeah. But don't put yourself on the, don't hang yourself. Don't hang yourself over it, but find a way of trying to find a positive side of the mistake that you did, yeah, so that you can produce something positive. Because when I do a mistake, when I do it, it's in the past already. I did it, it's past. So even if I have regrets, I can't change it. You get? So yeah, come back and just forgive yourself and find what was wrong so that you can correct it in the future. Yeah. So I can't get angry at myself.
You know, I want a viewer to understand at home that self-love is to the smallest of the detail of just telling yourself, I love you. To tell yourself, I love you in the morning. I'm going to give a scenario of, like, there are so many people that look for there's a word that we talk about when we're talking. I don't know why it keeps skipping my mind. You look for it's not an affirmation. You look for credit from people, or you want people to put value on yourself or approve you. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. But then I'm looking at a point whereby somebody's day cannot be made, somebody's life cannot make sense unless Solomon or Grace comes out and tells you, you are beautiful, or to just credit you and uplift you. So today we are just talking about the beauty of you being your number one fan before anyone else becomes a fan of yours. Because now when you don't love yourself enough, how are you going to communicate how you want to be loved?
No way.
But before we even go there, I want us to, there are different forms to love. We want to break it down to a point where someone can understand what we mean by saying loving yourself to the smallest of details. There are different forms of self-love that you could tell our viewer that is watching today. They need to understand what form can I love myself.
Actually, today I was going through my pictures, and I saw some pictures that are my graduation of 2018 when I graduated first, and I looked at the pictures because at that time I knew I was done with school, and I thought I was done with school because after the hardship I thought I was done with it. And when I'm looking at the other journey that I'm in right now, I'm still studying, and I looked at what I did before. I was congratulating myself. Man, you graduated once, man. Congratulations. Actually, me, there is this course that we had in French. It's called personification. So you can really talk to even the surrounding. You can talk to yourself. Yes. So you're telling yourself, man, you made it. You made it at first. You did it at first. Congratulations. Yeah. Like last year, I had a list. Yeah, I had this resolution, but when I look at it, I see as I did like 55% of what I prepared on that list. But now the year is ended. It's passed already. I can't go back and change it. So the only thing that I'm remaining with is to tell myself, man, you did the 55%. Congratulations. How are we going with the next year? You go. Instead of telling yourself, man, it was my fault. What did I do? Am I stupid? Yeah. I hear you, bro. Yeah. So instead of doing that, just tell yourself, congratulations, you did the 55%. Say, let's go to the next year. Let's see what you're going to do in this.
Solomon, how do you emotionally love yourself? Emotionally.
Why did you pick a category for me?
Because it's random, bro. It's random.
Is this a panel? Wow. So, the emotional state of being is crucial for humanity. And we can't keep it silent because it encompasses our thoughts. It encompasses, because when you think, the outcomes will be seen in how you behave and respond towards other people and situations. And we don't live in a vacuum. We live with people. We can't do away with people. We can't do away with situations. So in order for you to be on a safe island, in order for you to vacate from trouble, you need to let go. Let go. Release and let go. And also, don't take every feedback serious. Because you said something that if Solomon doesn't come up and say, wow, you did great, then you are doomed. No. Because people, okay, we understand always the reason as to why we try to do right, the reason as to why we align ourselves to proper social behavior, the reason as to why we do everything right. We want to be chosen, we want to be accredited, we want to be approved by people.
We want to be loved.
We want to be loved by people. But for you to free yourself emotionally, you have to let all the stress go. Let it go, like be free, relax yourself. I don't mean that stick to the wrong you're doing, no, but separate. I know you have a conscience that really also communicates to you about how bad you're doing.
But some people don't actually have that conscience. There are some people who Have you someone who can't love themselves? Someone cannot stand in the mirror and admire themselves. Tell themselves you look great today, right? To a point where if I come out there and someone says, "Midi, you look smart today," I'm even doubting their compliment. They, you know, I just want to add on to what you were saying. I'm thinking in your mind, always have this statement, "I love me independently of your love." You get where I'm coming from? Whether you love me or you do not love me, I do love me.
I love myself.
Like it's the first step. If there are affirmations you need to tell yourself in the morning, by the time you fall in love with yourself, you can communicate how you want to be loved out there. Even when you don't love me, I can still love myself.
So everything that comes is just a bonus.
It's just a bonus. Because I want you to tell me how you socially love yourself.
You are taking him
there
where I wanted
I'm
to
heading. I want us to go to the smallest of details. I want you to tell me how you socially love yourself.
Okay, socially, I'm an introvert. I really
introvert. My foot.
Introvert.
Introvert.
I really enjoy myself. I don't need somebody else to come to make me happy.
Yeah.
I know I need people
Yeah.
and have friends, but every happiness that you're going to bring where I am, as I said, it's a bonus.
Yeah.
But I really enjoy what I do. Yeah. I really enjoy every single time that I spend myself. And I think it helped me into even valuing people's time, other people's time. Because I know that even when I'm myself, I always have something productive that I'm doing on my own life. So when I'm with other people around, if someone comes to see me, I really value that time. If I tell you I'm gonna see you, I just know if you planned for it, I gotta be there. So loving myself in that way, believing in myself in that way, gave me that ability to even value other people's presence. Because I really understand, even without me, they can live. Even without me, they can do what they can do.
You without them, you can live.
Me, without them, I can also live. I can be also okay.
Yeah.
But it's all depend on how you work on yourself and how much you love yourself. Because most of the time, people don't believe in themselves because they don't have that time of working on themselves, adding value on who they are. Yeah?
I just want to say something to what you just said. You know, the beauty of self-love is you get a chance to understand who Grace is.
Great.
Before anybody, have you, you are in that career of like an opinion that Solomon is going to come with of yourself, you are going to accommodate it. An opinion Grace has about me, I'll accommodate it. An opinion that everyone else has about me, I'm gonna take it because I have not gotten a chance to sit with myself and understand myself.
And see through me.
And yes, to just know who I am. You know, guys, like I said from the beginning that self-love is a topic that I sort of like relate with. People that really know me, they know that there are environments, situations that I will never put myself into. Even if at that moment I need to be in that environment. Once I realize it is crossing my values and my boundaries, I excuse myself immediately. So as your viewers, as you're listening to us today, you need to learn to love yourself I feel like it has to be in a right proportion though. To love yourself to a point whereby there are boundaries, there are lines you're not going to cross for anybody. You need to understand that in this environment, I'm not going to be there. Like you were saying that sometimes I'm going to value my time. I will know that even if Solomon comes at any time says, Midi, njagala kula wako, I'm not just going to get off bed and just rush there because I know how I've valued my time, how I've valued myself, and all sorts of things. Of course, we have a lot of things that we want to talk and say about self-love because I've realized that most of us relate to it. But I just want to let you know before we go for our short break that our lines for messages and calls are going to be open just now. Please don't leave Rest TV. We are coming back shortly. To our movers, this is Mimo finding the winner within. We are so excited, and thank you so much for being patient as we were on our short break. Today we are talking about self-love. We are teaching ourselves how to love ourselves more for those that have been loving themselves. And those that haven't been loving themselves, this is the right time, the right channel, the right TV station, the right program for you to learn how to love yourself. For our viewers, our lines are open. There's going to be a number down there where you can send in your messages. Some of them already started sending them. And you can give us a call and tell us what you think about self-love. There's something I wanted to read. Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. So one thing I've realized from this statement is sometimes we are the reasons for the blockage of love, right? I said it previously before the break that sometimes we have things that we do or things that we have said to ourselves or the mindset that we have chosen to have that we don't think we are worth being loved. What we do is kati nonyako akavubuka akagenda kunjagala like the way I'm supposed akagenda kunkakasa. Or I have to look for some friends. Me, I've seen people that buy friendship or buy a passage to love because they want someone to define love for them. So I want us to teach someone there. What are those signs? You're loving yourself, right? Solomon, what do you think are some of those signs?
First of all, our DM movers, process your fears. What I'm meaning by this, we all have shocks. We go through hard times. You find things you don't like. You find things that don't suit you. But one of the ways to overcome this is break them down. Look at what happened and why it happened and how it all unfolded before even people look at it. Because when they do, they may read it the wrong way. And you may end up seen as a culprit, or maybe you deserved what happened. So process them, break them down, and don't look at them as your end. No, it's not your end. You're rising and you're going far. By the way, why are we looking about self-love? We people should always know that the reason as to why we should have self-love, it is because we have goals in life. We have to accomplish goals. We are going somewhere. You're not static. You're moving. There has just started. The reason that's why, by the way, this is a call for you to love yourself. You have a journey to take and you have to win. So process your fears and also allow yourself to make mistakes. Trust that you are making the right decisions for yourself. Do you know why you should allow yourself to make? Because sometimes our mistakes don't really count as mistakes. They act as study grounds. It's when you realize what you did wrong and why you did it wrong and how you should better yourself next time. So look at those concepts. Process your fears. Allow yourself to make mistakes. All will be right. Just move through everything. Because people will read it another way and you will end up being a culprit.
Grace,
right.
How did you talk? When you were talking, it seemed like we already were talking. You already reached there. Like
Reaching where?
To you loving yourself.
Yeah.
So
Really?
It sounds like you reached there. So what are some of those things that you just do for yourself? The signs that show that there is self-love. It's existent.
I don't wait for people to come around for me to be happy.
You already said that.
Yeah, I really, even, let me bring this up, even in class, thanks to all my professors, because they show us most of the time, and I really bought that. When I'm presenting, my ideas matter more than what the professor will give me.
You've just, wait.
Am I boosting you?
Yeah. I have a question for you before you even go any further.
I'm a generator.
I said something in the beginning that the right amount of love is the perfect amount of love. Because when you say you believe everything you say is right,
No,
Yeah.
I didn't say that.
When you say a point, you want to know that it is right than what the professor is
knowing,
saying.
knowing your ideas, knowing your views, it's very important, even for your colleagues and your professor.
Does that mean you have to be right?
Because the new things come from imaginations. New things come from our hearts, the inside of us, the thing that we fear to bring out. Now, everyone else out there, it's better for you to bring out what you think, what you could be having that fear of bringing out.
You mean believing in yourself?
Believing in yourself. Knowing that everything that you have inside, if you bring it out, can bring out light. I think even to the people encouraged me of at being on TV. I never thought of that. But there's someone who saw something in me that I could bring out that I really feared. I didn't know that I had it in me, but I brought it. But imagine if you could be bringing, confident enough to be bringing every idea, everything that you have in your heart, inside of you, bring it out so that someone can see it and help you if they can.
How about, your point is sort of like coming to as if there's too much of confidence. I want you to say something on a point where the confidence is just too much. There is loving yourself, then there is lying to yourself. There's when you overdo it.
Yeah, that's right.
It is beyond you now loving yourself. What do you have to say about that?
What our viewers have to know is before everything positive comes from you to other people, it has first to be positive in you.
Yeah.
So before I give something, I have to have a store in me that allows me to go there, get something and give to other people.
Yeah.
Before I teach you, I have to learn from somewhere. So before everything happens, before everything is gotten from me, I have to have worked about it in me. I have to actually know it. Actually, someone told me that the weakness that you know about yourself, no one can use it against you.
True.
So that is one part of also knowing yourself.
Yeah.
You know your weaknesses and your strength. Even when they talk about your weaknesses, they will not bother you, man. I know I'm that. I'm working on it. So don't worry. You get.
So you have to be careful with that mind of I know, in order not to like swear away the person trying to correct you, because you may end up doing it the wrong way.
Yeah, I know. That's what we're saying. There are limits. Yeah, but all with the limit, it all starts from you, from the inside of you.
But someone who constantly comes to you to tell you you have an issue, you have an issue.
There
are some people
talking about those people.
Yeah.
Always they identify what is not going right.
The day you're smart, the day you've done something,
they are
quiet. They don't say
anything. They are quiet.
Yeah.
They are quiet. They're not part of your story. But they are always interested in what goes wrong. Thank you so much. That category of people, thank you so much. We appreciate. And you are right in your own way.
But then they are
there is something fishy about you.
But then they are breaking some other people.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen people that have gone through depression, people that have gone through the worst, whereby like in their lives, there's no any good news. There's no any positive thing they hear. Someone who treats you with love, tells you something wrong about you with love.
With love, yeah.
There is me coming to tell you, Grace, you have, with love, you understand, no, Midi said this, but I'm not taking this with offense. I know she meant it with love. Then there are people that are just going to come and fire at you. And it brings you down. To our viewers, our lines are open for calls. And Mr. Solomon, do we have messages before we drive them?
Wow. There is someone called Namutebi. Namutebi is saying, hello, thanks for the show, Banange. The girl is rocking OMG self-love between the two boys, Mabu and Solomon katika ansirike. Era gwera abula mimi move osirike. Tuganda kochi nchidala nyonyo. So Diana, thank you for watching. Raymond, thank you for watching. And other messages are flowing in. Please send your message on that line. You can call in. Let us know where you're watching from, what you're understanding by self-love, and how you're practicing self-love.
There's an example of someone that I know that has a lot of love for themselves, that it's just not too much, it's also not less. I think it's something she chose to instill. Actually, now I've seen two people. Sifa just for the past 3 days, I've seen it in her that she is
You
learning to
have few friends? Oh.
No.
Your examples are
I've ever spoken about Sifa, really, you guys.
Hey, go ahead.
Like you appreciate yourself, you just like tell yourself, it's like a self-affirmation every day that I'm loving myself. Then I've seen it from Shifa as well. Shifa will tell herself she's smart. Like she will put it on your face, I am smart. Whether you choose to tell her like even if you don't tell her, in her head she knows she is smart. So now Solomon, I wanted to ask you about boundaries, because boundaries is another way of loving yourself, of putting value on yourself. How do you think someone can set boundaries to achieve that?
So before you even think of setting boundaries, there are always reasons as to why boundaries are set. We've just talked about people who always come through when it's bad at you, and it's when they want to communicate to you. So when you're setting boundaries, have reasons for you setting them. For example, how far will I accept people who correct me? Like to what extent do I accept corrections? And when do I? So even you yourself in your day-to-day activities, how you perform, how you execute your duties, how you go through each and everything, like you have to appreciate your limits. To say that this is how far I can go. This is how far I can achieve this. This is how far this one can come in. And even learn how to appreciate people that do some input, do input in your life, like in your goals. Like, and also estimate how far they made it and how much you contributed. Because sometimes we forget. I told us earlier on that we don't live in a vacuum. We live with people. We are social animals. So we have people that affect our performance in and out. So by the end of the day, you will gauge and you will see how far you've performed. But we have to be so keen on how we treat people that are try to approach us. Because some try to approach us when we are in rains, not because that's the way they only see, but that's maybe when they get attention for us about what's happening. Because we may say they didn't come in when I was doing right. Maybe that's what they expect out of you. And when you are down, it's when they see that the bar is not, so they have to come in.
Who are they to put expectations on me?
Because you don't live alone, and the public eye is open. But okay, that's why we are talking about this.
That is something I do not do. By the way, like honestly speaking, society is gonna expect something from me, and I expect something. You know,
that's why the boundaries are there.
Unapologetically, I set my boundaries properly.
We do.
Properly.
We do. And
no, there are some people with hesitation. You know, sometimes, when you don't love yourself enough, you think so much about society. You think so much about my neighbors. You think so much about, I don't know, whatever it is that is outside me. You get it? When we're talking about self-love, Solomon, you are putting yourself first. Understanding yourself first. Teaching yourself first. When it comes to me and self-love,
you're radical.
People who know me, they know that I'm very radical. Before even society thinks, I'm just going. It's very weird, but I'm going to bring out this example. When I went back home,
take care.
No, I'm going to handle it with care. When I went back home, of course, I've taken like 11 years without being with my family and my mom and my dad, and then when you love yourself, you understand yourself. Even when your eye does something, you know what your body is trying to communicate. When your head does something, even if it's a headache, you will know that, no, this is not hunger. This is
I
this.
need to rest.
I need to rest. That's,
like what
guys,
I'm feeling right now.
self-love goes up to your own health. It goes to that point whereby you can tell how your body is reacting and you can tell what is causing it. So how is society going to tell me how my body is performing? My own body. How is society going to tell me, it's not pregnancy.
I think I got the West is ibizigo. Bakula bosiuka balowooza you.
But what was all little I listen to myself first with respect. I remember I had an incident with my parents, and me, I have, you guys that I have anxiety disorders. They are very bad. So when I understood my body, I'm like, okay, when I get anxiety attacks, the first thing I must do is I must breathe, because anxiety does not allow you to breathe. So I must breathe. When I breathe, I must address the issue. It doesn't matter whether it's my dad, it's my little sister, anybody. I must address the issue there and then for the anxiety to do what? To go away, or else I'm gonna fall sick or I'm gonna die from it. You get it? So I had an issue with my parents. Guys, it's gonna be very funny, but I sat my mom and my dad down. Like on the real, not even a joke. Because I know my body. You know me, when I get anxiety, I start swelling. My face swells, my body swells. Oh. Yes. I thought it was an allergy to salt or something, but it's actually, they told me it's like anxiety or something of that sort. I sat my mom and my dad down. Politely, respectfully. We've made each other see things together. You get it? Because I've gotten time to know myself. You've not been with me for 11 years. So you are not going to tell me that you understand me more than I understand myself. Respectfully.
The proceedings in that meeting. No, I did
it respectfully. I don't want to lie about this. So with self-love, it comes with health. It comes with even just pampering yourself. Sometimes boyfriend, I'm going to cook something. I'm waiting for my friend to do something for me to feel like I'm loved.
Yeah, actually, self-love is not selfishness.
It's not.
It's not selfishness, but it can become selfishness if you take it to
mishandled.
Yeah.
Yes.
But the good thing about also self-love is when you love yourself, you give yourself time to know yourself, to know everything about you, to learn new things, new skills and everything. And you find out that with the love that you give yourself, you got that time to learn yourself in the way that you even get that empathy about other people. What they think and what they could be feeling.
They go through.
Because,
about you.
Yeah, because actually yourself, you know the feelings you get when you're angry, you know when you're happy, you know the things that really work for you. And so when you are vis-a-vis to other people, you will be having that empathy. That's what we're talking about, the social life. How do you come? Because is it not going to be high and you become selfish and you become like overconfident? But if you love yourself, you learn yourself very much, you learn yourself very well, you find yourself that you really even know what you could expect from other people, how other people could react on something.
Yeah, so life would not even shock you.
Yeah, so it even helps you. And you don't expect much from people.
Perfect.
Though you always know that you may need people and people may need you, but it doesn't take you in your comfort zone.
Solomon.
So, people's thoughts and their opinions and their feedbacks about us,
they matter.
They matter. They do.
To some extent.
To some extent.
Yes.
But they should not imprison us in a world of anxiety. Like us being maybe they should not cut us off from our original flow of life. Because there are expectations people have about us. They are there. And I was still communicating about something that, you need people. And it's not people who set your goals right. You do need people. Because sometimes they show a direction. They can steer you to a certain direction. You can even gauge your performance on how you did and what they did about you. For example, a student that is in school, you need your father or mother, but they have a role, a particular role. But don't let what they say about you imprison you. Have a flow of your life, have a flow of yourself, and love yourself, push yourself, front yourself.
Knowing your needs also, you have to also know your needs. So that everything that comes out you have to work according to your needs and according to your time. But there are some other people that do the inverse of it. Like they are treating their lives according to the
To other people, or the,
other
of the
people's
external
opinion.
forces,
Yeah,
yes.
the external forces. That's squeezes you.
I said it. I said it before that once if you wake up in the morning and your program has to be determined by Grace. If Grace has not come to your inbox or called you to tell you what to do today, then you lack self-love. If for me, in our gap, like our age gap, I should so much talk about relationships or how we relate with friends and everybody. If somebody does not call me for like a plot, I once posted something, I'm like, learn to buy yourself even a plate of chips, so that when a man buys you chips, you don't say, oh my God, he's like perfect. This guy is like, oh my God, no. You need to learn to love yourself. Buy yourself all those things, so that when the other person does it for you, it doesn't look like it has come out of this planet.
There is a message here I don't want to leave out.
It doesn't come out like it has come out. Apparently, we are out of time.
Thanks for the show, lady and gentleman. Brother. Self-love makes the world go round, but self-love is where it starts. Kayemba Nuwa, Chira Municipality. Abantu be Chira Municipality tubagala nnyo. Emma, thank you for watching. And by the way, I want to celebrate people that are behind the control room people, Sherissa, Boston, Luja.
We want to thank all
we
those
love
guys.
you so much.
I just want to tell you something. The Bible tells us, love your neighbors as much as you love yourself. So if you don't love yourself, I can never love my neighbor. Guys, you don't have any copy of love or how love is spread. Always love yourself and spread it out there. We love you. See you next Saturday.